Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate you asking. We, for Thanksgiving, she now sleeps over the house next door. So
Well,
it's
this
nice.
is that time of the year.
Yeah, and that's nice. So she gets to hang out with the grandkids and spend time with her, watching movies, things like that. And she makes the whole dinner. We have it at our house, but she makes all of it, so. I'll tell her though, I appreciate you asking.
Tell her I said hi.
Will do. How about you? How's family?
Yeah, I just was wondering,
Yeah.
'cause I know how hard.
Well, here, you don't need.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I'll have to.
Yeah, it is. Thanksgiving's actually nice because it's more relaxing. And Christmas is,
Christmas is even worse.
yeah, it's always tough. No, I appreciate that though, thank you.
Well, hey, it's not you appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think about it.
It's working for my coat though.
Yeah, my office.
Me, it
Which
was
is
like,
my
hey,
papers.
me, it was like,
Here,
yeah.
I'll show you.
We tossed
I
the
have
seed.
paperwork everywhere.
Yeah, then your dad tossed the seed out, so,
Yeah,
yeah, I just was wondering,
yeah. No, like I said, I appreciate you asking for sure.
yeah, well, tell her I said hi.
Will do. How's your family?
They're all doing good.
Good?
Got a wife a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to my age and. Hey. Yeah, you get up there.
Yeah.
I just had my birthday last week.
Oh, yeah? Congrats.
I hope I get about 10 or 15 more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just saw
No, I hope I
If it makes, we just celebrated my grandmother's 102nd birthday.
Great.
She turned 102 in August.
Yeah.
102.
102. Still kicking.
Yes.
My grandma.
Happy birthday.
Still kicking. In August, she turned 102.
Hey, how are you? I'm getting hippie here. Hippie here.
Change that.
I like the fact that I can grow it out.
Hey, Ron,
Come on.
last time I was on council, your dad took me on tour.
I don't like
Building.
that.
Yeah.
Put me in the ceiling. Give me that outside the
That's loading you up.
Just stay on
She's
your,
got a system down
just stay on your side of the crack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm all ready. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm all ready. I know.
So, I mean, to be honest with you, it's true.
I'll get there.
For what it's worth, we do still. It's just the camaraderie.
It is true that they can do that.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
When we can do it, we can wait, we can wait.
See, I didn't see the impression that teachers.
Yeah, it's, no, I said it happenstance. We're gonna be able to play. No, again, with that being said, we do it. We do it in these conditions.
I know because they don't have what our people.
Oh, we still face it. I mean, like I said, we've done it. I don't want to say it. There's shortages. I know there's others. I know.
And here's the dates, the meetings, and there's your list of present. And I'll read the dates.
Hey, Gene, when did you become a coach? I see your picture on with all the coaches.
Yeah.
Get all that out. Is the album?
It will be, it should be actually start. I would never.
Yeah. Is that gonna feel alive to me? You know,
How are you doing? Good to see you, Judge. Thanks for being here.
Sit by trouble. Sit by the trouble. Now they're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, really, yeah.
If he doesn't keep you in line, we'll talk.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a regular hearing. And then first and second.
This was a gift from Mother Teresa.
Right, and then they'll be after your.
Well, I actually
It would save me so much harder to do on next.
Like now, like once it started at 5.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they all work. Sports, all their members work. by the time they get
Yeah. My meeting don't even start until 7:30.
I'm in my job.
Yeah, like I'll get home. I'll walk to my door at 10:30, 11.
Is it warming?
2, 4, 5.
I'm afraid it's just, I mean, it's not cold, but. I heard
I don't know.
I knew it was from the car.
Yes, I have.
We go just one way.
I can't win. You know what I mean by saying, one thing after another.
This body.
You're required to know that.
Okay, my mom.
We're ready.
I'd like to call to order the George Johnstown School District reorg board meeting. If you would, participate in our Father in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the glory forever and ever. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
That wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah, good day. Maybe I'd like to have roll call.
Mr. Allen,
Here.
Mr. Belsky is absent due to health-related matter. Mr. Davy,
Here.
Mr. McMillan, Mr. McKessick,
Here.
Mrs. Murray.
Here.
Mr. Pence.
Here.
Mr. Wansberg.
Here.
Ms. Foggy. Here. And 8 members present, 1 absent.
Thank you, Debbie. I'd like to have a motion of approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Yeah. We just have one at, a minute, 59:23. For, youth.
Yes, and the education committee, we have an amendment to the committee asking the board to take a look at board policy 810, and it to be approved as a reading way for the first review. See attachment number E3. It will be the use of audio and video cameras on district school buses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we have a motion. Dawn, second. I need a second for that. Right? Michael? Motion approved. Now we go to hearing of citizens. Individual have 3 minutes to discuss their topics. No derogatory remarks shall be made against board members, board officials, and employees. And no profanity or the remaining time will be forfeited. If an individual needs additional time, they are to contact the superintendent secretary to schedule an appointment. John?
First off, Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year. I did have a question. Amy had read the policy 810.4, the use of audio and video cameras. I was curious what that entailed. I know we had that Supreme Court case. Was it the FERPA, Mr. Repack? I don't remember the details. And explain what that is. I'd appreciate it. I've seen on Facebook there were issues with the Cambria County Backpack Project providing food. Can you provide an update as to what the status is if our kids are getting the food every week? Is it a funding issue? Is there too much need? Am I wrong in what I'm asking? I saw things online. I wasn't sure what the case was. If you know, can you provide an update? I saw we're losing Officer Hess. He's a wonderful police officer. A lot of people are upset about the status of our school resource officers. How is the replacement going? How many security guards do we have, and how many school resource officers do we currently have? Cypher is an amazing officer. I'd hate to see him leave. I think we need to discuss what's going on with security. To that end, how is the violence situation going in the school? Most importantly, how is the truancy issue? I read your yearly report to you all a few months ago. We had, 1,900 truant kids. We had 2,200 fights. I know you don't have the numbers tonight, Amy. I know you don't, but I'm curious, what is the status of violence in our schools? I know we have new leadership coming up tonight. I'd like to point out to you, Gene, that tonight you allowed me to speak at the beginning of the meeting. It's 5 o'clock. You said we didn't have to wait an hour and a half for all these presentations. This is what you should be doing every month. If citizens know they can speak to their government the minute they get in, they'll come to your meetings. I participated in IEP this month over questions about students working in the cafeteria who didn't want to be. I'm not using names. I know you're aware of this. Can you please respond to what the policy is? I did call you, Mr. Repack. I got your secretary. Maybe you didn't get the message. You never called me back. I was curious as to why these students were working in the cafeteria against their will. They weren't paid. The parents are alleging it was 5 periods. The school said it wasn't. Can you explain what is going on with some of our special needs kids? I reached out to some of the board members as well. What is going on? I didn't put this online. I didn't want to. I think we're at a point now we can work together. And I hope that's the case for the new year moving forward with the reorganization. Lastly, I'd like to make a point that we have 14 school districts in Cambria County. Should we be talking about consolidation? Do we need 14 superintendents, 14 school boards, all these different buildings? We're at a point now where the population keeps dropping. We talk about the transient population in the Greater Johnstown School District. It's an issue we all agree on. What do we do as the populations continue to get smaller at our schools, and schools like Ferndale and others don't have the same resources we have here? Should this school board be taking the lead in 2024 and openly calling for consolidation? Should we be addressing so we save money on our budget? I know that's a controversial topic to bring up, but it's something I was thinking about and something I think we should address. Because what happens when there are so few students? Do we have a number of how many of our students are cyber and homeschooled? I don't want to write to know request. I know nobody wants that. My time up.
Thanks, Joe.
Happy New Year, thank you.
Thank you.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Very good, overrated. How was yours?
Good.
Joan, you're doing something new with your hair.
I have crazy hair. We'll see if it lasts or I get rid of it.
In like crisis, John.
Miss
Yeah, past that.
Good evening, everybody. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you. I'm here tonight to kind of revisit some of the same things that John did. You know, we're really concerned about the backpack program. We've had a lot of calls about that. Our kids are hungry. You know, there's such a need in this community. I don't know what the reasons are, but I'm sure Amy will give us a few answers about that. That would be great. I was supposed to attend an IEP meeting last week, and unfortunately I had a family emergency. Both of these families called me before the meeting and after, and they were complaining about how very disrespected they felt, how intimidated they felt, and just how rudely they had been treated by the person who was in charge of the IEP plan. I'm not going to mention her name, but she was there, and she knows who I'm talking about. And I just did not know what to say to these two families, because they were expecting to be, told to be quiet and, deal with what they had to deal with, but they weren't expecting to be so rudely being disrespected, or their children at that meeting, and they were. And this isn't the first time we've had these complaints and these comments from parents. It really needs to stop. I mean, we pay special education teachers here an awful lot of money, and that's not what I expect I'm paying you for. Also, we're concerned about Mr. Hess leaving, and what's happening in our schools. I mean, Mr. Cypher's a great guy, but he's only one person, guys, and there's only so much one person can do. He's great at his job, but he's not that great. I mean, he can't be everywhere to everybody and everything, and he's constantly spreading himself around and trying to figure this all out for the safety of all of us and our kids. So, thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
Did you have a good holiday for
Yes, sir.
Thanksgiving?
Yes, as good as I could.
Now we go to the reorganization. We need an election of a temporary chairperson.
I nominate Mrs. Foggy.
I second it.
Any other nomination?
You need a motion.
The motion is closed.
No, you need a motion for nothing.
Motion. Second. And you have to vote.
You say all in favor?
All in favor?
Kim can't make that second.
No, it's Mike, Ed. We had a motion
My
to
second,
appoint
Mike
Missy.
and Ed.
I second it.
Okay, so you had Mike.
Then we need one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's just so strange.
I was just saying, the reorg meetings are always a little awkward compared to.
We only do them once a year, that's why.
And you only have 3.
Yeah. I guess I always say this to the community who's out there, by PA law, every school district in the Commonwealth has to reorg the first full week of December. So that's why we do this, pick a president, vice president, solicitor, and on, secretary, it depends.
Yeah, I'll give it, I thought about going. Congratulations.
Okay, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, County of Cambria, Certificate of Election. We, the undersigned, constituting the Board of Elections of Cambria County, do hereby certify that at the municipal election held on the 7th day of November 2023, Thomas C. Dady, James McMillan, Kimberly Murray, Eugene Pence, and Randy Romsberg was elected to the office of School Director, 4-year term, Greater Johnstown School District at large in the County of Cambria. Okay, now.
Would all the newly elected school board members please step forward?
Kim, you should get.
If you could all please raise your right hand and then repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and that I will discharge the duties of my office of Director Greater Johnstown School District,
Greater Johnstown School District,
Cambria County,
Cambria County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, you guys need to sign this.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. And then Debbie, you'll just take those when you're done there.
Mr. Pence, if you could bring me them all back when, after you're done signing.
Thank you.
Back in.
Chink.
What's up?
Thank you.
The one for Giddings, one for we pay. I was curious.
Give you one, Tom.
That's so cool. Too early. That's too early. You can come back.
I told you you wired.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Not a problem. We'll get through this, Mr. Pence. Thank you.
Okay. I see, okay, so they proportion, whatever. Really? Okay. These two.
All right, at this time, we're going to open nominations for motion to elect the president. Any nominations?
I like you, guys.
Second.
Okay, and
Wait. Missy.
closing nominations.
Okay, I'm going to call every board member's name out, and could you please tell me who you would like to be as president? Mr. Allen,
Mr. Pence,
Mr. Davy,
Mr. Pence.
Mr. McKellen,
Missy.
Mr. McKessick,
Mr. Pence.
Mrs. Murray,
Mr. Pence.
Mr. Pence,
Myself.
Mr. Romsberg,
Mr. Pence.
Ms. Foggy.
I mean, I guess it's Mr. Pence, right?
Motion it carries that Mr. Pence will be president of the board.
Let her come back there for a minute.
All right, buddy, have your seat back. I took it this one time.
Thank you, Jason.
Got it.
Congratulations, Gene. Hey, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Now I'd like to open nominations for the vice president.
I'll nominate Mrs. Murray.
Second. Okay, we have a second by Michael. Any other nominations?
And then entertain a motion.
Okay, the motion's closed, now we have to entertain the motion. For Kim.
Motion.
Did we just roll call on this one? No, we don't have one. So,
But you still need.
You have a motion, you just need a second.
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 so we have a motion by Tom and second by Randy.
You call
All
on
in favor?
All right.
Opposed, motion passed.
Thank you.
Now we need to appoint it, in standard street fee for a district solicitor. Dylan, McCandis, King, Cutter, and Graham, LLP, be appointed to the district solicitor at the fee of $170 per hour, and the contract be approved. See attachment, I need a motion. That's who they want.
He's still in.
Mike made a motion. Second by Edward. Any questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed.
Thank you, by the way.
Okay, now we're gonna establish the regular board meeting dates and times for 2024, Debbie.
The 2024 board meeting schedule is as listed. The monthly meeting of the Greater Johnstown School Board of Directors will be held as follows. Regular board meetings will be held on the first Tuesday of the month, except for November and January. A meeting is not scheduled for July. Meetings will be held in the boardroom at the Greater Johnstown School District Administrative Building located at 1091 Broad Street, Johnstown, PA 15906. Board meetings will begin at 5 p.m. Board meetings are January the 9th, which is the second Tuesday, February the 6th, March the 5th, April the 2nd, May the 7th, June the 4th, August the 6th, September the 3rd, October the 1st, November the 12th, which is the second Tuesday, and December the 3rd, which is reorganization regular board meeting. And individuals can view board meetings via a link provided on the district website.
Thank you, Debbie. On the list of current board members, everyone look to see if their phone is right. Especially the telephone numbers.
I would make a recommendation, the telephone numbers be adjusted to have the prefix or area code, since now we are an area code required community. Does everybody have an 814 area code on the phone numbers?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Okay, we'll add that.
now we're gonna appoint board committees by the athletic and student activities. I'll be the chairperson, Tom Davey will be the vice chairperson. Budget and finance, Michael will be the chairperson. Mrs. Spaggy, you'll be the vice chairman. Building and operation would be Randy Cherokee, Jim McMillan, you'll be the vice. Cafeteria would be Ed. Vice President will be Tom. Education, I hope, I'm telling you, you'll be coming back to it soon. He'll be the chairperson, Michael Allen will be the vice president. Personnel, Kimberly Murray will be the chairperson, I'll be the vice. Career and Technology Center, I'll be going up there to CTC. Randy, you'll be my alternative. Mrs. Spoggy, would you still be in touch with the unit?
I would, absolutely.
Thank you very much. And I'll be the liaison for PSBA. We just, did, in the dial. So, motion? Motion. By second by Randy. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passes. No, we go to, Randy?
Presentation, sure. Let's start this evening's presentations with our representative from Johnstown High School. Okay, so we do not have a representative from Johnstown High School, so that was probably the shortest presentation we ever had. Now we'll move forward with presentations that are new this year, the Trojan Pride Award. And I would like to call the following individuals up. Many of you saw the front page of the Tribune Democrat where our Greater Johnstown High School band was front and center in capturing a state championship, and we can't be more proud of the leadership and our students. I'll tell you, the practices that these folks put in are second to none, and hard work definitely is paying off in dividends. We are incredibly proud of our high school band, incredibly proud of Mr. Eric Fowl, our band director. Mr. Fowl, if you could come on up, please, sir. And then if you would do me the favor to please tell us about each of the other members who are here from the band. I know their roles, but I don't want to shortchange their everything that they did to bring us to the place that landed as state champions. So thank you.
Sure. Andrew Hall is here tonight. He's our assistant director. He's also our show designer and music arranger and drill arranger. So everything you hear and see on the field, Andy writes.
Come on up. Thank you.
Excuse me? Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Tanya Russell's here. She's our color guard director.
Tanya, thank you so much. Congratulations.
And Samantha Dietz is here tonight. She's our assistant color guard director.
Congratulations. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, here's yours, sir. Thank you. We did invite you folks to come last month because it was a little more timely than this month, but I never want to get in the way of a wonderful celebration. Understood you had your band banquet and your celebration that evening, so we're glad you were able to have that celebration. Well-deserved, much-deserved time together, and then join us here this evening. And I want to just take a moment and give the Trojan Pride Award to Miss Helen Miller. Come on up, Helen. You are an award as JHS overall band as our drum major extraordinary awesomeness. All right. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much.
Did you get a picture?
I don't know. Where's Mr. Dave? Did you?
I can take a picture.
Oh, okay. Can we come back?
I gotta be on my pictures, I'm sorry. Let me
Samantha, can you come back up? Mr. Kashadi's now our photographer. What's your? You're a little tallish.
I do too.
Say hi, everybody.
Say hi to the house.
Take care of your pupils.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese.
Thanks for coming. And then our next presentation is for our students who proudly represented the Greater Johnstown School District in the Skills USA competition this year. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the administration, we'd like to give congratulations on earning Skills USA Knowledge Award. And those individuals are here with their advisor, Ms. Behe. And I'm not exactly sure who is all here. I see Sierra Dale is here. Come on up. Ms. Behe, you want to come on up too? Congratulations. Come on up, sign your certificate. All right. How about right here? Because we're going to do a nice photo op. Then next I'm sorry, Liz Licklider is also here. Thank you for joining us. I didn't mean to leave you out. Thank you for your participation in Skills USA. And then I saw Sayana back there. Hi, Sayana. Paris, hey, come on up. All right. And then I also have a certificate for Alexis Rolls. Okay, there we go. I'll give you that one. Thank you. And Alex McCrary. Okay, thank you. Yes, I saw Cass Hardison back there. Come on up. Congratulations. You're welcome. Savannah Stifler. And I think that's everybody. I also have a certificate for Jada Burkhardt, but I did not see her, so I'll give you that one also, Ms. Behe. Yeah, come on up and tell us all about it. We'd love to hear from you.
So these students were at a conference, November 8th through 10th at Seven Springs. And the reason that these two folks are dressed is because this is the attire that they wear as Skills USA because students. So for 3 days, they wore this attire. They had to know knowledge about the club. They had to memorize the motto, had to memorize the theme, the pledge, and they had to learn all about the emblem. There was like 3 pages of notes that we studied for several weeks. And then they had to pass a written test, and then they had to say the pledge orally to other advisors that were there, and they all got a pin. You got a pin if you passed the test and could say the pledge. So we had 100% leadership pinning at that event. Okay, just gonna grab her pin out. So every year, you can pass it around to the board members if you want. So every year they come up with a pin design. So there were 3 contests while we were there, and I called Ms. Licklider, who was the artsy one at the school, and I said, could you get some students interested in doing some of these competitions? So the one was a pin design, and they had to use one part of the emblem and come up with a design. And there were 23 schools there, and this pin took 4th place. Had it won first, it would have been the pin for next year's competition. We had a t-shirt design contest where Savannah had to use at least one part of the emblem, and the emblem is on Savannah's jacket. At least use one part, use 2 colors, and then denote where the competition and leadership is held every year. She got 3rd place. Had she got 1st, it would have been a t-shirt that we wore at the conference the following year. And then Cass did everybody a door sign. Everybody does a door hanger to denote who's in the rooms when we stay there for the 3 days. She was the only student to hand draw her door design. Everybody else did graphics. And she won first place for that. So I want to thank Ms. Midway because, while Mr. Wrestler and I chaperoned the students that were there attending classes all day and learning leadership, she motivated her students to participate in the competitions there. So, thank you.
And Cass and Savannah will actually be going to the competition on the 19th as well. So.
Congratulations.
Great job, everybody.
Fantastic. Yes, how nice.
Okay, we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Mr. Kashani. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations again. You were well represented. CR, did you get your pin back?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have another one coming.
Miss Beebe, Mr. Wrestler also attended the competition as well, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just want to, Mr. Jim Wrestler, an instructor, a teacher at the high school, also participated in the competition and attended along with Miss Beebe and the students. So I just wanted to make sure everybody's aware. We had another teacher who took a significant role in the project as well. So thank you all for your leadership. Appreciate it.
Thanks, teachers.
And then our final presentation is just an update from last month's presentation by the high school. I know Mr. Kashadi is here tonight to provide an update to some of the questions that were presented to him during last month's meeting.
Okay. Do you want to put it up on the screen? It says it's on, so.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go to, which one is it?
It's not this.
It's the other one, but that's part of it too. That's the backup slides. No.
Thanks for coming.
Whose is it on? Okay. Is that not going to be it? Debbie, Mrs. Crowder, do you have it? I'll send it to you too. No. Okay.
Mr. Kashadi, if you just want to present verbally without a PowerPoint, that's fine.
All right.
It's
I want to give you some
I don't wanna
percentage.
hold
You
up the
can
meeting,
go ahead and
that's
put that
fine.
up.
We can
Sorry.
just stop.
Oh, you're fine.
Go ahead and put that one up. So I think the biggest thing, I had the presentation and I had like the follow up on so after my presentation last night, we did talk about 4 areas that we were concerned with. It was attendance percentage, which is right now it's at 82.6% for attendance rate. So that is an increase since last year. We went through our TSI plan. That was good. Phone calls was one of the questions that was on there also. We've had some good response and we've had with the lunch detentions that we're doing, we've had a good response of the parent that we can get a hold of. Has been really good. I had some more data on the other piece where out of the 80 phone calls we made, I think maybe 20 of them were like, didn't go through. We weren't able to get a hold of somebody. So then, we talked to the student about making sure that their information is updated. And then the last one there was the percentage, the recidivism rate, right? I know it's not on there, but as you can take a look at that, because that gives us some more updated information right here, where we went to 240 lunch detentions assigned as a level 1 infraction, 36% 36 CSP, 86.6%. That dropped a little bit from 89% of the entire student body at JHS. So think about that. That was one of the stats we had last time, where 89% of the population has not been assigned a lunch detention. 92% of the students have successfully served their level 1 disciplinary consequence. And the other part of that was just IEP students that did not serve or may have skipped. So we had to kind of like put that into a different area. But we're having a lot of success rate on lunch detention, student serving, the system that's in place. The recidivism rate is really good. I mean, it's showing that it's 60%, but we're using that as our baseline data to show that out of the 90 people that were assigned the lunch detentions, 155 people, 154 people were assigned the lunch detention. We've had a good, I think it was 90 that did not return, like served it once and we're done. And then we've had some other kids that are coming back. So we're going to continue to push on that. We've got a great plan. We've got great teacher support. Moving forward on it, and it seems to be working pretty well. We're just kind of going to keep putting more things in motion. So I think I covered the phone calls home, the recidivism rate, the attendance rate, and then behavior plans. We have, I believe, 15 behavior plans currently in action right now. Any questions or anything you guys want me to get in detail more about? I mean, it's a pretty significant plan. We see it, we met on our Monday morning meeting so that all the core staff understands what's going on. I think the nice thing about it is it has brought teachers in to assist with some of just the hallway piece of it, but then also some of the data piece. A lot of this stuff is, it takes a lot of time and effort to kind of go down and just figure out what's going on, in the data level. So that's been a nice piece to add.
What I just want to say, I recommend that the board, you can see that we're trying to nail all the disciplines, and the behavior things here. And the things are working. I know this board's been working real hard on discipline in our school. Without discipline, you have chaos.
Yeah.
And you can see that we're getting better. We've been putting different plans involved, and if A don't work, then we go to B. This is always on the board's mind. I mean, the safety of our students, behavior, the education of these students. I mean, this is a constant, on this board's mind. And we're going to get this in the budget. We're going to get this to the point to where Johnstown's going to be like when I participated in being a student back in the 70s. It's hard work, but I appreciate everybody in our district that is working to that program, and we're going to get there. And you can start seeing different plans are working, and all our administrative people. Amy, you have meetings, and everything's coming. It's a slow process, and if you notice throughout the whole country, this is a slow process, but we're going to get there. Thanks.
I appreciate it. No, thanks. I appreciate it. I mean, we are. I mean, just to answer, and if you want to answer, address that, like there's not the violence, and there's the little outlier fights now, but when we started this thing last year, really did a nice job putting Park Avenue, putting some systems in place. We're down into the weeds of lates to class right now. We're down into the weeds of, kids not going to class, I don't want to go to class, I don't like my teacher, I'm not interested in education, or I'm behind. So that's really where we are. Not that we're not keeping our thumb on it. These guys security every day, walking the halls, clearing bathrooms. So it's not a threatening atmosphere. It's not a violent atmosphere. those things are under wrap, definitely keeping our thumb on that every day, the high level, level fours, drilling the whole way into level ones, right? So as much as we're feeling, cautiously optimistic, we're patting ourselves on the back a little bit, we're on the ground, we have to hit it every day. We have got to go and get it done, because I take full responsibility for it, if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. You guys call me out, but I feel like what we're doing and the people are showing up to work every day and hustling, we got great people. Yes, sir. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Kashani.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. That completes our presentations for this evening. Mr. Pence?
Okay. That was part of my present report. I already said the bill on that. And John, I always appreciate having the citizens come in front of the board, agree, disagree. But I think we are making progress to where we're starting to work more together instead of fighting each other, because this problem is not just in our area, it's a country problem. And I think we have enough people that's been around that we can fix this, and I thank you.
But do we know why there's 240 truancies for 1 month? Is that all 240 kids, or just the same kid over and over again? That sounds like a huge number.
Well, one kid couldn't be late to school 240 times.
John, that's one thing you asked a question about. And you put yourself in someone's shoes, like here, if I see you get fighting in your school, and I see you have the discipline in that, am I gonna fight knowing that the discipline is there? No. If you were late, and there's a discipline on being late, and I see the discipline put on people that are late, am I gonna be late? No. But my crystal ball, and your crystal ball, I don't understand, and that's where we're gonna have to come to. The problem is, why do students do things the way they do? If someone, that's what we gotta work out. We can sit there and try, we, like I said before, Dr. Akira, we have school psychologists, we have behavior specialists, we call parents up, we talk to students. Why? And that's the question. And then sooner or later, if everybody in our school district will get together and try to be a unified one, to where people, the parents and the families get together and say, son, daughter, you have to go to school. You don't want to fight. You have to participate in each class. Do your homework. Until we get to that stage, we're going to be fighting this battle every day. And like our principal Bill, our thumb got to be on it every day. And I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's my report. Dr. Akira, the superintendent.
We do approve all the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Board secretary report?
No, we need the minutes.
Three.
From the November meeting.
That's getting me. I need a motion of approval of the minutes on December 14th.
Second motion.
Jim, did you approve it?
No.
You motioned it, Randy, now the minutes, we need them. Roll call.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan?
Yes.
Mr. McKessick? Mrs. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. Pence?
Yes.
Mr. Ronstar?
Yes.
Ms. Foggy?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Did my report. Dr. Akira, superintendent's report?
Thank you, Mr. Pence. Just want to make sure that everybody obviously has a wonderful holiday and a great Christmas season. And let's just remember all of the programs that our students and teachers and staff have worked hard to put together at all of our schools. We have a concert at the high school on Sunday, the 17th, a concert 2 concerts at the elementary school on the 19th and 20th. We have Trojan Family Christmas on the 19th, and we have our Trojan Family Christmas meal and the students participating at the elementary school all day on the 20th of December. So if you have an opportunity to get out and come to our schools and support our students who are performing, I guarantee you'll leave there with a good feeling in your heart and well on your way to a wonderful Christmas holiday. And then can't wait, couldn't hardly wait, but we have begun our winter sports season, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to our men's basketball team that will be taking the court in their home opener tomorrow evening at Johnstown High School against Penn Cambria. Promise you it will be a wonderful season for those young men, and Coach Durham, they put in a lot of time on the off season. I know our young ladies aren't far behind them, our wrestling program as well. So it's we're looking forward to the winter sports season. As far as commenting back to some of the issues brought up by the hearing of citizens, for you, John, the bus cameras, it's a process. We've had some situations in the past where parents are continuing to board our buses. And that can happen. That just is illegal, against the law, and we will have those individuals arrested each and every time. We also want to make sure that our children are riding the buses in the safest way possible, and that we are responding to behaviors that are not appropriate. It's a privilege to ride school transportation, and it's not a right. And so, our administration is working hard to ensure that bus behavior is where it needs to be. Oftentimes, we get phone calls from the community. The student was hanging out of a bus window, throwing something out of a bus. This is just one other opportunity for us to be able to respond immediately to those students that are not engaged in the right behavior on the bus. And it's most important it's important always, but we have to think about this in this way, that the bus ride into school every day sets the tone for that school day. And that is where their day starts and where their day ends. It's our responsibility from portal to portal that students are safe and taken care of. And so we take that responsibility very seriously. We want to make sure that our students start their school day off in the best way that they can, that they don't come into school unregulated because of things that happened on the school bus. So we have been looking at different companies to determine what the best product we can put on our school buses so that we can respond to behaviors that aren't appropriate for our school buses. As far as the backpack project, that is a county-wide initiative, and it's one that we started in the Greater Johnstown School District. We were one of the first schools to start the backpack feeding program for the weekends for our students. Now most of the school districts in Cambria County are participating, and it's a little bit of both, right? We have an increase in participation, and we also have inflation where food costs. You all just probably bought Thanksgiving dinner to prepare for your families. You can see where the cost was this year as compared to where the cost was last year. And food prices are just skyrocketing. So we are asking our community to reach out and everyone to do their part to donate to that program as often as they can, and also volunteer. They're often looking for volunteers. I know some of our school administrators volunteered their time there this fall to, pack backpacks, to separate food, because it really is a serious need in our community. Children should not be hungry. And unfortunately they are. And that's one of the reasons that we take so seriously our food service here in the school district, providing lunch, providing breakfast, providing snacks. We have the fresh fruit and vegetable grants, making sure that no child goes without the food that they need. If they come to school hungry, then they're not learning. And we understand how important that is to have that need met. time of the holiday is a wonderful time to support an organization like that. I know you talk to a lot of our families, and our families are probably benefiting from the backpack project, but if you have any connection with folks in the community, asking them to do their part to contribute and make donations to the Cambria County Backpack Project. I know not only would our school district appreciate it, but so would all the other school districts in the county. The SRO situation, that's part of life. Folks have jobs and they work a job and then they get a different job and they decide that they're going to move on. We wish our school resource officer has the very best. He's moved on to another position that is best for him and for his family. And I know that he had worked in alerting us much sooner than often is the case. And this board has been extremely proactive trying to determine the best way to approach our school resource officer situation, looking at a variety of avenues to determine that, to determine what the best and most cost effective, but also the safest option for our schools and for our students, knowing that safety is the number one priority of this board. And we have we've had a lot of conversations over the past couple months. We have a direction that we're going, but tonight we determined that we would pursue two directions so that we didn't eliminate any potential options that might be out there. And so we'll continue to work forward on that. Obviously, Officer Seifert is phenomenal, but he's a one-man show, and we all know that. And he's been fantastic supporting the schools as he can. Much like the Johnstown Police Department is very supportive of our needs as well, but they also are having difficulty filling their police positions, and so they're aware of what we need. And they're taking extra steps to put someone into those two positions that are now open to us. And we're also looking at, other avenues of how we could bring school police officers to the school district if that's the direction that this board ultimately decides to go. For the kids in the cafeteria, brought it to our attention immediately once it was brought to our attention. We responded, took care of the situation the same day, and those children were removed from the cafeteria. But I want to make sure everybody's clear, because the children are not forced to work in these settings. It's not child labor. It is our life skills program for our special education students. And as long as I have been in the Greater Johnstown School District, 20 plus years, we have always opened the option for students to gain skills in the workforce. And one of those is working in our cafeteria. The families that have children working in the cafeteria, definitely appreciative of those job skills that we're providing to their children, and want that to continue. We just, needed to make sure that we were all on the same page with the time frame of those children supporting our cafeteria staff and working in the cafeteria. We have children that go across the street to the Handicap and Blind Association to work over there. So not only are we providing academic education to our students, we also are giving a lot of our students an opportunity to enter the world of work with some experience before they leave us. We have a vocational program where our students are going out to work. And they're working in business and industry across our community for valuable work experience. Some of those are paid work experiences. Some of them are just the experiences, the payment in and of itself. So, we're hopeful that we are preparing students for military or college or career. And that's just a variety of ways that we open the door for employment for a number of our students. Consolidation, yeah, that's a great question. That's at the legislative level. I think it's difficult to ask school districts to consolidate when we just added 16 new charters for cyber charter schools over the past several years in the Commonwealth. So I think that we need to get a handle on a lot of issues in education. Consolidation is one approach, but at the end of the day, that's up for the legislature and the Department of Education to make that determination. So we'll keep our ears open and provide any data that's asked of us so that we can help our local legislators and the Department of Education determine if we have too many school districts or if we need to consolidate. So we'll do that. So that concludes my report, Mr. Pence. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Dr.
You're welcome.
I need a motion for the board secretary's report. Motion, I get second. All in favor? Yeah.
An executive session was held prior to the board meeting from 4:10 to 4:40 for personnel matters regarding candidates for the positions listed on the agenda, a professional employee, safety, security matters, a contractual matter regarding the teacher's contract, and student matters. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Debbie. Ron, the solicitor report?
Yes, Mr. President, short and sweet, thank you again for reappointing. I appreciate the opportunity. Speaking to 810.4, I am glad it was brought up. The only change we made, this is always a notice sent out. We always have cameras on the buses, but we're adding audio to it. The law changed, well, I'd say a couple years ago, but now it's probably 8 years ago. It's probably longer than I think it was, changed to allow audio on buses. So again, we can use it in a variety of different ways for safety, security. So we're just updating and making sure that the parents are aware, which we have by law. And then finally, I know the committee brought up about the presentations, and I do want to speak to that. Honestly, it's not about waiting to have the hearing of citizens at the end because we're trying to have anyone in the public wait. It's about getting the information because if we have information presented by the principal, that information can then be questioned as it relates to the public. So the public has an opportunity to ask a question. If we have an architectural presentation, the public gets to hear that. So it's really about getting all the information up front, including the agenda items so that they can respond. It's not about, making you wait. So just for what it's worth. And our policy actually would have to change because it says student, then presentations, then hearing of citizens. So again, it's not about waiting. It's truly about just making sure we have all the information. That's all, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Yep.
I need a motion to approve the treasury report for the month of October 31st. Motion. Motion by Michael, second
Second.
by Kimberly. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Now we have the reports of resolutions of the standing committee. Education committee, Michael.
E5723 to E5823.
Motion
Motion.
by Kim, second. Second. By Tom. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. You're gonna read 59. You're gonna read 59 right before you read. Yeah, Michael.
Yeah. E5923, the following board policy be approved and the reading waived for the first review. See attachment E3. Use of audio and video cameras on district school buses.
Motion,
Motion.
Kimberly, second.
Second.
By Edward, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Again, for Personnel Negotiation Committee,
TN 145 and TN 14623.
motion. Edward, second. Who seconded that? Michael, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
TN 14723.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Edward, roll call.
Mr. Davy?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan?
Yes.
Mr. McKessick?
Yes.
Mrs. Murray?
Abstain family.
Mr. Pence?
Yes.
Mr. Rosberg?
Yes.
Ms. Scalzi?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Motion passes.
TN 148, 149, and 15023.
Motion
Motion.
by Edward, second by Michael. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
TN 150, 123, that Marie Dewell be appointed to the position Special Education Autistic Support Teacher at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
Motion.
By Tom, second, Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
PN 15223.
Motion?
Motion.
By Edward, second by Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
PN 15323, we're not going to address. PN 15423, that X-Ray Lowe be appointed to the position of the 2023-2024 floating substitute teacher at Johnstown Middle School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
Motion.
By Randy, second. By Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
PN 15523, that the following individuals be appointed to the supplemental positions with all contingencies as listed. Softball, A, Johnstown High Girls Varsity Assistant Coach for a 1-year term, Jennifer King. B, JV Girls Head Coach for a 1-year term, B and C we're not going to address.
Baseball?
Baseball, A, Johnstown High Boys Varsity Assistant Coach for a 1-year term, Les Paul Witchko. B, JV Boys Head Coach for a 1-year term, Jerry Mazer. And C, JV Boys Assistant Coach for a 1-year term, Terry Graffius.
Are these all being tabled, just so we know what's going on?
For what?
If you're not addressing something, are you tabling it?
No, we're addressing.
It was just softball B and C that were not being addressed.
And the 15321, is that tabled also?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Then volleyball, A, junior high girls head coach for a 1-year term, Courtney Remmel. And B, junior high girls assistant coach for a 1-year term, Ajiana Hasek. Track, A, Johnstown High head coach for a 1-year term, Charles Wyatt. B, Johnstown High School assistant coach for a 1-year term, Greg Nash. C, Johnstown High School assistant coach for a 1-year term, Jill Nash. And D, Johnstown High School assistant coach for a 1-year term, L. Klein Williams.
Motion?
Motion.
By Michael, second.
Second.
By Randy, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
PN 156 and 15723.
Motion?
So moved.
By Edward, second.
Second.
By Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
PN 15823, that Justin McAfee be appointed to the position of maintenance HVAC repairing contingent with all necessary clearance documents at a starting rate of $22.50.
Motion?
Motion.
By Michael, second. Edward, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
PN 15923.
Motion?
Motion.
By Michael, second.
Second.
Tom, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
PN 16023, that Justin Havanic be appointed to the position of heavy duty cleaner at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
So moved.
By Edward, second. By Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 16123, that Jessica McDay be appointed to the position of paraprofessional, special education, regular education, personal care assistant at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
So moved.
By Edward, second.
Second.
By Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 16223, that Sydney Roebuck be appointed to the position of paraprofessional, special education, regular education, personal care assistant at Johnstown High School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
Motion.
Michael, second. Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 163, 164, and 165.
So moved.
So moved by Edward, second by Jim. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passed. Athletics, AS 2523 to AS 2723. Motion
So moved.
by Edward, second
Second.
by Kimberly. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Mike, budget and finance.
BF 2823 to
That's
BF.
it.
Need a roll call.
We have a roll call, BF 23.
Oh.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Kim, second
Second.
by Tom. Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. McMillan,
Yes.
Mr. McKessick,
Say, family.
Mrs. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. Pence,
Yes.
Mr. Romsby?
Yes.
Ms. Foggy?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Davy?
Yes.
Motion passes.
BF 2923 to BF 3223.
So moved.
Can you give me a 32?
Mhm.
You got the 32.
You did.
Yeah.
He did.
He said-
Motion,
So moved.
Edward second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed. Randy, building operations,
BO 923.
motion,
Motion.
but yeah, Kimberly, second by Jim, any questions? All in favor, motion passed.
BO 1023, this is for bus cameras. Past couple months, we did have 3 respondents to a request for bids that we had put out. So the last couple months, we've been reviewing those and asking questions. The committee's recommendation is a company called REI. So that REI be awarded the quote for bus cameras at a cost not to exceed $63,829.15 for the equipment and installation and an annual cellular service fee not to exceed $11,970.
Did you say SEI?
REI,
Do you know what that stands for?
radio engineering something. I'm not
You're
quite
just
sure.
making that up now.
I'm-
I need a motion,
Motion.
pardon me,
What's the last price on that?
11,000.
Anything from the area?
No, these, there was 2 national companies and then there was one local company. Yeah,
You know, they said it took 3 months to figure this out.
I think August.
Please approve.
Yeah.
I need a motion,
Motion.
Michael second,
Second.
Kimberly, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed. Edward for cafeteria,
C623.
motion, motion by Mike, second
Second.
by Kimberly, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed. Motion for adjournment, motion by Michael, second. Randy,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
That's right, nothing but the best around here.
I said, Crystal, we run out of like that not burning your
You lost some more weight. You got
Radio engineering.
I did call you, I spoke to your secretary.
Okay,
I'm assuming you never got the message.
about this?
Yeah, I called about 3 weeks ago. Did you ever get the message?
No.
I figured you wouldn't have ignored me.
I did, the only message that I got where I did.
Well, no, I had yours. Oh, yeah.
I called you.
I had yours.
Oh, no.
Yes, it was, I only called you once.
Yeah, no, the one, the last one was on the city, of which I'm not the attorney doing it, so I was not able to. Yeah, I was not able to call and respond back in some ways, so. That's
It
fine.
was the child labor issue.
Oh, the cafeteria?
Rob and I got those calls. And
Yeah.
horrified.
And I don't have,
Oh, yeah.
the way it should work, I've got to call them.
And literally, I literally had the parents
I
on.
literally fixed it like that.
All of them on
This is the way that it's supposed to work.
What about the liability? In any school I've ever been in, I've been in a few of them with my own children and grandchildren. There's usually supposed to be a sign outside the cafeteria that says restricted area, staff only. What if one of those kids, even with life skills, would have slipped and fallen on water on the floor? Scalded with hot water from the dishwasher, dropped on a handful of plates.
You pay the bill.
And they're just kids.
They're covered under our general liability. We do have this in all of us.
And I have older special needs children supervising them. The teacher in charge of that class is too damn busy, sir. watching Penn State highlights. It's what, hey? I'm just telling
We
you.
didn't bring it up at the meeting, we debated.
It's gonna come, but I'm telling you, that was the story we heard. We heard that from the children and from parents. So all I
We
have
didn't
to
want
say
to smear
about
someone
that
during a meeting, but right now we're just three of us
I
talking.
appreciate
And
that. I've said before, I appreciate the professional.
We're trying.
and all I have to say about it
We'll
is.
see if it lasts. If
And
it
all
doesn't,
I-
we'll go back to
And
the
all I
old.
have to say about it is, I'm paying him a salary. I'm not paying to watch him do Penn State highlights on your own damn dime, not mine, the taxpayer, that's all.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know anything.
I think, there needs to be a lot of questions asked in that class.
What will the right to know be on the bus video then? Is that right to knowable? You realize if they're sound, and I think you have to give the footage, don't you?
I think it
That was
would,
that
I think it
stupid
would work
lawsuit.
in
Yeah.
the same mechanism.
Your right to know requested, you have to surrender it.
No, I think there has to be some relation to what are we talking about? What is,
Well,
what
it's
is
your
it?
kid.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
It's your kid.
Yeah.
You wanna see.
Oh, yeah. And to be honest, I've kind of gone to the point of I would rather be come in, you see it, look at it. Because that way, people don't think,
Last question.
people don't think behind, I would say, show me. Let them see.
You do some of the.
So we've been
phone
trying
calls.
to, I mean, for what's worth, we have, made sure that try to come in, see the video.
I'm
Can't
more,
give it to
I'm
you,
more,
come in and see
my
it.
Facebook comments are like 240. I can't see the other ones.
Yeah.
That's
That's a lot.
that's not improvement. That's-
No.
That means there's 240 kids in the school last month.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy your
Have a good holiday.
Christmas.
Have a good holiday.
Congratulations on the. Oh, no, you're congratulations.
I thought you were-
4 more years.
I thought you were gonna hear
I
about-
shouldn't have such curly hair.
You know, I debated not keeping it like this, but for pushing 50, I thought I wanted to get hair.
You wish you had all that hair,
I've
no?
always cut it off.
You can
Yeah.
always cut it
And
off.
then-
When I was young, I
I'll get you a haircut and I'll give you some.
Well, I don't know if I
But
like you cut.
those 240 truants.
Hey, I used to cut my senior citizens hair. I was good at that. Yeah, I did.
What can you do?
I don't know, that's why I was asking
You
why.
know, that'd
Why
be like if you came in late and I go, "Oh, why come in late? Why aren't you doing this?" And you
why
go like this.
240?
Then
Thinking that's why I figured if it's 240 kids, even if it's 200 kids.
if
Why are they not coming to
it's,
school?
you figure, when I was growing up and you went to school and you didn't participate, what did they do? They called your parents and they.
And you got a
They
suspension.
paddled us.
Well, the thing is, though, your parent would have a fine.
Oh, yeah. my
You
dad
didn't even
killed
go-
me.
So what's the consequence?
Yeah.
You put me in a lunch detention, I don't care about it?
Well,
That's what it sounds like. I
no,
know we're.
oh, no, see, John, I don't wanna throw any kid out, it's easy, you have people say, just get rid of them.
I don't want
You can't do that because you have to, I'm just gonna, I want you to learn.
I agree, but not that 1,200 plus truancies last year in your state report. Now we're hearing 240 for just the month of November. What is that number gonna be when you give me your report next
Okay.
summer?
Is our, families, what are they doing?
I heard that, 20 families, you couldn't get, no phones, couldn't get a hold of.
I tell you what, like Bill, you got behavior specialists, they make phone calls. We
I'm sure they do.
even have people going to doors.
I know.
So, I mean.
And how do we figure, and this is not a criticism. This
No,
is a-
John,
When I look at these numbers, I go, these kids are not in school, they're not learning. And what are they doing?
I know.
What
God
are they
only
doing?
knows what they're doing next
Are they on
summer.
drugs?
I know, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'll see you at Walmart.
I'll see you at Walmart.
Merry
I'll see
Christmas.
ya. Merry Christmas.
No, John,
Merry
the thing is,
Where we are.
you know, you talk, you go, what can you do?
I know.
And the thing is, we get these
There's
calls,
only
so
one
we
thing,
bring
you
them
know,
up.
the only thing you possibly could do, go in the house, pick them, I guess if you get some magistrate to come over and they go, hey, you gotta come to school.
But at what
Hey,
point?
I'll give you a story. I'll give you a story about that. During summer school, my good friend, Mrs. Dawn Dunbar, who, oh, by the way, needs a teacher award. I'm tired of these new teachers getting these awards. What about the old people who've given their heart and soul to this district? But anyway, wait a minute.
Merry Christmas.
Mrs.
Merry Christmas. Happy New
Dunbar
Year.
used to actually go in kids' houses and get them and physically bring them out to that band to take them to summer school.
That's what we do. They're getting-
There you go.
We got people going to doors.
Sign her up. She'll take the job.
Come on, Rob, before we do this out. Merry Christmas, Gene.
Merry Christmas.
I'll see you at Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Be safe, everybody.
Did you hear that?
No, give me 1 second, 'cause we're still live.
Again, that's purposely why I don't. That's the runner.
Yes.
Stream running.